Hello, and welcome to Mindful Gaming. I'm glad you could join me today. From wherever you are, wherever you're coming from, so that we can be together in this beautiful, ancient Japanese environment in Ghost of Tsushima. Today, what I want to do is share with you some Japanese terms. I was recently listening to one of my favorite teachers, Alan Watts, who did a lot of writing and speaking about Eastern religious traditions, about Zen. And he went over a list of 5 different words, Japanese words, that do not have a direct translation in English. So we can't say what these words exactly mean. There's no English equivalent. They suggest experiences for which we don't really have exact language for. But I found his talk fascinating, and I want to share with you what I took away from it. So the first term is wabi. You may actually be somewhat familiar if you've ever heard wabi-sabi. This is a somewhat common phrase, but we're going to take actually wabi and sabi separately. So wabi is an eternal reliability of nature. He gives this example like you're walking along and say a beach, or you've been sort of feeling depressed or down, the monotony of life, the constant struggle to make it and survive in this world. And you're outside and suddenly something in nature catches your eye, and you get this sense that there's a kind of everlasting sanity that persists in nature, that it was here long before you were born and it will be here long after you die. Watts tells us that wabi is this kind of strange flip from the mood of depression to the mood of consolation from nature, from just these leaves, from just a little weed growing in the ground that you notice along the path. So as I describe these terms, my hope is that you might look for these feelings evoked within you in the game as we walk together. The next term is sabi, which suggests a kind of loneliness. It's the loneliness of the hermit on the mountaintop. There's this little story about someone looking for a Zen master, asking a monk, and the monk saying, "Don't know where the master is. He's gone walking into the mountains, into the hills, cloud hidden, whereabouts unknown." And this is sabi. A kind of mood of loneliness. The next term is aware, A-W-A-R-E. And aware suggests transience, simplicity, nostalgia, with a touch of regret that life is fleeting. But only a touch, because it's an appreciation of simplicity. It's a kind of letting go, not clinging to life, anything in this life, knowing that it's going to pass, it's going to end, and taking all the more appreciation in knowing that this moment does not last forever. Just that hint of regret that it won't last. It's taking pleasure in simplicity and not needing to cling to too many things, not needing to grab on. Just letting things flow. The next term is yugen, which is perhaps my favorite term. Yugen is, Watts gives this, he says the image is a flower out of a rock, growing out of a rock, the improbability of it, the mysteriousness of it. Yugen is suggestiveness. What's over there through those trees, beyond those mountains and hills? He talks about visiting a temple, and the temple being full of these little gates and alleyways and tunnels and hallways leading to you don't know where. And he was walking and talking with a Zen priest, and he said, I don't know if I'm going to go exploring or not. Because then he'll eventually leave and say, I never did go down that and figure out what was behind that gate. And forever there will be magic and mystery there. To just let it be. There's something in that. Leaving some places unexplored, untouched. I love that idea that we don't know what magic and mystery, what adventures, what hidden paradises may lie just around the corner. It's hard to find a sense of magic in our world today. And so we have to almost find ways of keeping that sense of magic alive. The final term is furyu, which Watts says literally means wind flow. It's a kind of sense of getting with the atmosphere, to dig the atmosphere and flow with it, he gives this image of a lonely fisherman in the twilight. And he says that, oh, some conflict over there we might want to avoid, lest it disturb our peaceful atmosphere here we're enjoying. But to get back on topic, the lonely fisherman in the twilight, if he is absorbed in thinking about fishing, catching fish, worried about it, then it's not Furyu. But if the fisherman is digging the atmosphere, then that is Furyu. So in Furyu there is a touch of self-consciousness. We're aware of ourselves and our environment, and in being able to enjoy it. We're present with where we are. But yeah, there's just this sense of like really digging the environment. Really enjoying it and not being sort of in this mode of worried about survival or worried about the tasks at hand, but just enjoying the beauty of the atmosphere and being in touch with that. That's my understanding of it. Well, I hope that you have been able to make sense of these terms, even though all of those descriptions, I'm sure, were imperfect, as there is no direct translation. But to get a sense of what these words mean, to be able to name and hopefully evoke those states within yourself as we've gone through this experience together, mindfully walking through the golden forest here. And as you go through the rest of your life, perhaps looking for Yugen, Furyu, Wabi, Sabi, Aware, challenging yourself to find these qualities in the world. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, wherever you are, and thanks for watching.